Hello, hello! Surprise! It's Glenn Bell here at the University of Attitude, wishing you guys a happy Thursday and a happy day number 8. And we are here to talk about something that I know we all struggle with, including me, even today. I think I was about 32 seconds late. We're going to talk about how do I improve my attitude regarding time. Whew. I just rushed to get here. I had to take a breath. I hope you stay with me. So, are you a person that is constantly running at the last minute? Are you possibly one of those folks that's always late? And people sometimes think that you don't care about their time when you're late. And the question really comes down to this: what is my attitude regarding time? How do I feel about time? Being on people really piss me off when they're late for me. You know, I have a new saying. One of my favorite sayings is when people are late to come visit me, I always say, thank you for being late. And the reason I say that is when we look, and I know many of you probably suffer the same thing as me. When I come home for dinner, my wife goes, where did you have lunch? I have no idea. At the end of my day, I meet with so many people. I'm not sure what the hell I did once my day is over. And so when people are late for me, I actually use that time to recalibrate, to think about the interactions that I just had. And you know what? When people are late for me, I'm cool with it. It used to upset me. I know it probably upsets a lot of you because you feel it's awfully disrespectful. But considering the pace of work today, and as we emerge from this pandemic, time is going to become less of a commodity than it was when we were all virtual and all sitting at home with nothing to do. So I just want to talk about and explore your attitude towards time. Today is Global Attitude Awareness Month. Next week at this time will in fact be Global Attitude Awareness Day. I will be in Sioux Falls, North Dakota, speaking to a room of a couple hundred realtors. So if one of you is on here, I'd love you to give me a thumbs up and say we can't wait to see you. And so I want to talk about time, and I want our audience and our followers to think about what is my attitude towards time. The first thing that I want to talk about is, you know what? Every single human, no matter what your race is, no matter what your nationality is, no matter what culture you're from, no matter if you're rich and no matter if you're poor, we all have one thing in common. And that one thing we have in common that never changes for anybody on the face of this earth is, in fact, time. Rich people and poor people have the same amount of time. Christians and Muslims have the same amount of time. Black people and white people have the same amount of time. And doesn't it frustrate you that some people are able to do more with their time and achieve more with their time than the others that you think about? Let's say hi to my good friend, Jason Jordan. Yes, Sioux Falls. I'm speaking to a bunch of realtors, Jason. Jason, it's great to have you. Jason is from Italy. If you guys are watching me, drop a little comment in the box about time. What's the most frustrating thing about time? And what can we answer for you about time? But the first thing you need to realize is successful people and unsuccessful people, guess what? We all have the same amount of time. Other people master it. And I'm going to give you a few ideas that will help you maybe master your time to get more out of your life and more out of your time. You know, there's an old saying that time is money, and it's crucial to prioritize what is important to you, because when you look back at the end of your day, you get to determine, no one else, if you spent your time wisely. I think it's very, very important that we take the time at 8, 9 o'clock at night to look back and say, hey, what was our accomplishments? Whose life did I change for the better? Did I give people enough compliments? Was I working the 10 attitude boosters? How many of the 10 attitude boosters did I get done? And to really try to take a daily inventory. So your challenge for the rest of the month, as I try to do each and every time I'm live, is to really start taking an inventory for the rest of the month, the 22 days, to take 4 minutes at the end of your day, mark down your wins, mark down your losses, and ask, did I really spend my time wisely? And if we can certainly identify those things that we don't do wisely, right, then we can eliminate those and we can begin to squeeze more of the juice out of life. Look, it's very easy to wake up and go, I just want to have a cup of coffee. And then the next thing you know, it's 2 hours later, right? You're in the Today Show, you're watching Robin Meade on HLN. Hello, guilty. I mean, it happens to me, guys. And from the time our feet hit the floor to that first sip of coffee, boom, 2 hours is gone. So let's start taking that inventory. I know that you can do it. Let's start getting more out of your life and more out of your day. How are you using the talents, abilities, and skills that God has given us? This is important to know because, you know, whatever you're doing with your time, that will tell the world who you are. How do you want to show up in the world? How do you want to influence the world? How do you want to influence your friend, your children, your peers? Most importantly, your spouses and relationships, right? Well, however you're spending your time, people are watching and it's telling people this is who this person is. Let's get into 3 quick strategies for you. The great Jim Rohn taught me one of the most important lessons about time. And it's very simply this, that 20% of your activities will make up 80% of the difference in your life or in your job. See, these are called the fundamentals. If you are engaged in a job, in a project, or in a goal, there's just a few things that you need to master in order to hit your goal. If you are wanting to lose weight, you know what? All you really need to do is eat right and exercise. If all you do is eat fruits and vegetables and walk 5 miles a day, guess what? You're going to lose weight. But what do most of us do? We get on an app. We take 10 minutes to read through stuff. We qualify. We put in our credit card. Next thing you know, you spend an hour on a diet program that's never going to work because you know what? You're focusing on too much of the wrong things. Everything in your life, what I want you to look at that is sucking your time or that is a goal, I want you to figure out what are the 2 to 3, maybe up to 6 things that make the difference, whether it's in business, if you're in sales, if you're in management, if you're in leadership. There's just a few things that you need to master. And if you master and spend 80% of your time on doing those productive activities, you will find out that you'll become a master of your time. The next thing is to just simply be intentional. Some people say to-do lists are good. Some people say to-do lists are bad. I know this, to-do lists are better than just winging it. I always, from the great Tom Hopkins, did the 6 most important things I must do each day. A billionaire taught him this technique, right? So if a billionaire businessman ran his life, his business, and his success based simply on this, I am going to write down the 6 most important things that I must accomplish each day. Don't you think you're probably going to accomplish more than anybody else that is around you? If you think about accomplishing 6 tasks every day for 300 days, that means you're going to accomplish 1,800 wins in your life over the period of a year, and you get to take, 2 months off, 352 days, maybe a little bit less than 2. So next activity, the next strategy, just write 6 things, not 7, not 60. And I write like 6 things in each different area of my life because I'm an overachiever, and I'm sure many of you are. But write down those 6 most important things. And then the last thing is to be focused and manage distractions. Guys, now we have never had our minds attacked. We've never had our attention attacked. The largest commodity, the one thing that everybody is after is your attention. We have to manage our distractions. We must stay focused. We must understand that where we're spending time by getting sucked into social media and into hook points and into all the marketing that is being shoved in our face, we have to manage those. And so I'd love you to put a tracker on your cell phone to find out what you're doing. I hope those 3 tips work. This is Glenn Bill from the University of Attitude, helping you remember that you cannot win in life, you cannot win in business, and you cannot win in your relationships unless you win in your mind first. That's what we're here to do. It was great being with you, and I hope you find more time to see me tomorrow.